very high level. Now, I want to dive a bit deeper to how forging are USP, and this depends a lot about the stage in which your company is in. So, the way we like to look at it is by what we call the life cycle or the maturity of the technology. And this is a bit of a theory, so I'll make it short. Basically, in a very simplistic way, a technology brand can be in either one of three places. Either it's new, disruptive technology, you know, the first smartphone or anything that is, and this line, by the way, is a competition, this is you, okay? So there's a certain phase, it's called the monopoly phase of a technology, where it's disruptive and it's offering a new and unique functionality. So this is the new phase, the disruptive phase. Then we have the growth phase. More competition is coming, the market becomes saturated, and the competition becomes a bit more fierce. And then we have the mature and established markets, a lot of competition, the differences between the products become a bit transparent, and let's try to dive into these phases. Let's start with this one. The mature and established categories are the most rare in technology. Most technology markets are either here or in the transition to here. We're talking about B2B. Because a lot of times we get from our clients like, give us something emotional, give us something inspirational, like this one. So that's nice. But that's for brands that are in this stage. Mature markets, the differences, the functional differences between the products are somewhat unclear. You know, there isn't really, if you ask someone what is the difference between Nike and Reebok, I don't know, you know, none. It's about who inspires, who moves me emotionally. It's about the connection I have to the brand. Another example that we like to give, always we get from our clients, I want to be Apple. You're not Apple. Wait 10 years, maybe 20, until the industry grows up. Another example, this, by the way, I think you've all seen the talk about the why, the start with the why lecture on TED. We get that a lot. It's relevant for this stage. If you're at this stage, start with the why. In the lower stages, where most of the technology brands are, you need to talk about something else in most cases. So what about? Let's go down this graph and understand what is interesting to talk about in each phase. So in the middle of the graph, what is called the growth phase, there's competition, and you need to differentiate from the competition. You're not alone. The positioning needs to be more persuasive, and it's not enough to say, you know, I have this disruptive technology. You need to explain why. We'll give an example. It's not enough to say I have a car. You need to say my car is better because. So, in a growth phase, the situation where most companies faced is what is called crowded positions. You're not alone on the positioning graph. There's a lot of competition, and you want to be here. So that's nice. You can't just say, oh, I'm the fastest. You need to say, I'm the fastest because. And the because becomes very important. And that's why we say a lot of time, don't talk about the why, talk about the how. Talk about the what. Sometimes it's more interesting in these stages than the why. Let's give you a couple of examples. The first thing, as I was saying, it's not enough to claim the position. You need to provide a good reason to believe. A couple of examples from B2C marketing, very crowded market. The 90s, the competition is about sports shoes. Nike comes with this concept of Air, you know, Nike Air. You know, it's just marketing, it's not really more convenient, but it creates a very, very strong reason to believe, oh, I'm walking on air. It's very believable. So the position, once again, is about how comfort are the shoes, and the reason to believe, oh, it's walking on air. And they had Jordan. So another example from B2C, the competition is on how shiny shampoo makes your hair, or I don't know, I don't have any, but Pantene chosen this angle of we have this science, this pro-V science. So they show you, they always show you, you know, and we'll talk about it in a minute. They show you these capsules, and inside the capsule there are the vitamins, and the vitamins, they go inside your hair. Why are they doing this? Because when we see something, that's how human, you know, operate, and we understand, oh, capsule, go inside there, shiny, we believe it. It's like an uncontrolled mechanism we have, it's called deduction. And this instantly creates the reason to believe that we're trying to generate. So once again, crowded position, growth phase, always think about the reason to believe and always show it. It's not enough to say it. You know, people don't relate anymore just to written messages. Always you need to show the technology, and we'll give you a couple of examples. Another example, the fight is over image quality. It's the 90s, Olympus comes with this image stabilizing technology. Their entire marketing becomes about, you know, shooting with the stable hand for better image quality. And last example, which is amazing, by the way, it's a very famous case study from, I think, the 40s of the previous century. The fight is over between the different car hiring agencies. The fight is over service. Why? Because everyone offers the same cars, you know, it's the same product, it's the same pricing exactly. So it's just about the service. Now, Avis want to claim the best service car, but like we said, it's not enough to say, hey, I have the better service. I need to provide a reason to believe. What is the reason to believe here? That they are number two. So they try harder. And this is a very famous case on how to generate a reason to believe out of thin air. Last anecdote, and this is, it's considered to be half urban legend and half true, but anyway, another element that makes your claim stronger is what is called singularity. In many cases, your brand can claim a lot of stuff and your product can solve many problems, but focusing on one aspect and communicating one benefit makes your brand stronger from the what is called specialization point of view. There's this urban legend about how Google beat Yahoo back in the 90s when the algorithm wasn't really that strong as it's today, and in any way there wasn't so much internet to search in. So looking back at how Yahoo looked and how Google looked. So when you come to Yahoo to search, you get this search box somewhere on the top, and then you get news and blogs and e-commerce and shop stuff. And Google, it was amazing back then, if you remember. You went inside and you have only this search. So immediately you conclude that, okay, perhaps probably there are better search engine, because all they're doing is search. And this is called, once again, specialization. Think about it, when you want a pizza, you'll probably go to a pizza place, right? And you will assume the pizza place will make better pizza than any Italian restaurant that serves also pizza. Once again, if you can focus your marketing on one functionality, it's always better than two, three, make it completely transparent.